All right, next up we have this camera right here. This is the largest out of this whole lot of cameras. This is the Canon Rebel XT. So this is actually the oldest out of all these cameras as well. It came out in 2005. And real quick, I do have a battery grip on this. So the actual camera is about this big, but I recommend using a battery grip. I really love it. And it pretty much just came with it when I got it. So I just want to let you know right now, this does have a battery grip attached to it, which makes it a little bit bigger and heavier. So like I said, this was released in 2005. It shoots 8 megapixel raw photos. It has an APS-C CMOS sensor with a 1.6 times crop factor, so a slightly higher crop factor than the rest of the cameras we've talked about. This is a Canon camera, so of course it has Canon's EF mount, which is a pretty popular lens mount, and there's pretty much unlimited amount of lenses you can get for the EF mount. This camera has the absolute smallest screen out of all of these at 1.8 inches. You can barely even use this for checking framing on your photos that you've taken, and definitely not for checking exposure, focus, anything like that. So a tiny LCD screen, basically only usable for scrolling through the menus. It's absolutely tiny. This camera shoots up to 3 photos per second in continuous shooting mode. This camera also does not record any type of video at all. However, it does have a hot shoe on top and a built-in flash. And then last but not least, this camera weighs 540 grams without the battery grip, and with the battery grip, I'm not sure the exact weight of it, but it's substantially heavier. I'd say it's about the same as the D80 with the battery grip, which is kind of crazy, which really shows how much the D80 weighs. And then when it comes to ergonomics, everything else about this camera, also pretty basic. I mean, you of course have your mode dial up top, power switch, basic buttons on the back here, if you're going through the menu, stuff like that. Menu button there and playback buttons, stuff like that. And those types of buttons back there. Also a pretty basic interface. Then you have your memory card slot on the side. However, this actually doesn't take SD cards. This takes compact flash cards. I think you can actually get compact flash to SD card adapters. However, just keep that in mind, it's not a standard SD card. I actually also have a video about this camera, which I'll link in the description. If I have videos about any of these cameras, I'll link those down in the description. So definitely check that out after you're done watching this video. You can kind of look further into all these cameras. But yeah, like I said, I have a battery grip on this, and with the battery grip, this camera is awesome. It feels so good in the hand. I would say with the battery grip attached, this is the best feeling camera in the hand just for usability. It has a really full-size grip right there. All my fingers fit on there really well. It's a pretty deep grip as well. And of course, if you get vertical shots, you can just turn over here. It's got another full deep grip right there for getting vertical shots. Then when it comes to outputs and stuff on the left here, you have a video out port. However, it's kind of like a proprietary, it's like a 3.5mm jack type of video out. So you need probably a special cable for that. It's not just an HDMI. Then you have a remote port for remote shooting, and then a digital port, which looks like a mini USB port. So that might be for updating firmware or something like that. But that's all the ports this has on it. And of course, on the bottom, you have your battery slot, or with the battery grip, it's actually right on the side here to change your batteries out. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this camera. Another pretty basic camera, but this one I'd say definitely feels the best in the hand if you do have the battery grip. Without the battery grip on this, I'd still put the D80 as the best feeling in the hand out of these. So that wraps this video up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.